So here we all are again. My name is Tolly Bryn. This is The Joy of Awareness. I wanted to talk a bit more about topical steroid withdrawal here. And this time I wanted to go a bit more into the importance of diet, because that's really... When I was diligently using the support forums, like on Facebook, and I keep forgetting what that organization is called. I think it's Etsin or something, around topical steroid withdrawal. They have a forum and all kinds of information. Probably a lot of it is quite good, but I do remember, especially on the Facebook forums, I kept running across this idea that diet had nothing to do with topical steroid withdrawal. And I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely false. And I think the thing is, with topical steroid withdrawal, is that your body and your gut become so incredibly sensitive to every single thing that you eat that it becomes impossible to figure out what it is that's actually causing a flare-up. So, for example, if you're, like I was, cooking like a big, I don't know, like a chana masala or something. I liked to do like all kinds of Indian food, so I would put like loads of spices, loads of vegetables. I was vegan for a while, and I would just put anything that I had basically into one big pot and just eat it all together. And when you're doing that, you're getting like maybe 10 or 15 different types of food into your system. And how on earth are you going to know whether diet has an effect on topical steroid withdrawal if you don't know what's causing flare-ups and what isn't? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm such a big proponent of the simple diet and of fasting, because fasting obviously is the simplest diet of all. It's eating nothing. And breaking fasts with a simple diet consisting of one or two different foods. One food is definitely the easiest and best way to do it, but for me, 2 foods was fine, 3 foods was even okay. And then just watching out for any symptoms to arise, any flare-ups. If you eat 2 different foods and you get a flare-up and you're like, oh man, I got a flare-up, then, you know, it's 50-50. Like, oh, is it the rice or is it the chicken? And next time, like, you fast for 3 days again, or shorter or longer or whatever. And then when you break the fast, you eat chicken and potatoes, and then you don't get a flare-up, and you're like, okay, so rice doesn't go well with me. Or maybe it's even the way I prepared the rice. So what I'm saying here is, I think it really behooves us to start approaching diet from the standpoint of simplicity rather than trying to get all the nutrients from every single thing, because we've got this weird consumerist ideal of needing to get like every single vitamin and every single vitamin. No, wait, okay. Every single vitamin and every single mineral, I was going to say, from every single food source, from every superfood, you know, get all the purported benefits from all of these different things, when in fact there are foods out there that have most of what you need. Things like, you know, eggs and liver and, you know, you don't need to constantly be eating everything on the menu. And in fact, it's important for us to realize that we don't need to do this, and that it may actually be harming us, especially when your body is compromised, when your gut is compromised. If your story is anything like mine, apart from using way too many topical steroids and oral steroids, you probably took many courses of antibiotics, maybe some antihistamines, and all kinds of other drugs before you realized what was actually going on with your body. That it was topical steroid withdrawal and not just something wrong with you. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window. There's like a group of people dressed really weird. They're doing something, I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so yes, exactly. If you're anything like me, you'll have taken all kinds of different drugs. And the thing with these drugs, especially like antibiotics, is that they kill your internal microbiome. They absolutely destroy it. And then when you rebuild that microbiome with foods that don't serve you, things like, white flour and sugar and artificial sweeteners and all this stuff, the microbiome that grows back will be something that does not serve you. And, things like candida will start growing. And they'll make your life a living hell. So I think, speaking for myself, before I healed, I believe that a large part of why I was as sick as I wasn't actually strictly topical steroid withdrawal. Although I do believe that is actually a thing, but I think it's way shorter than most people think. So, when I speak of my topical steroid withdrawal, I say like I went through it for 4 or 5 years, but I don't think that's strictly true. I think I probably went through steroid withdrawal for a few months. And then after that, I was just dealing with a really, really compromised immune system. And what was needed was the fasting and the simple diet that I went into way too late, really. But, thankfully I finally did it anyway. So what I'm trying to say here is that I think those of us who are going through topical steroid withdrawal, we need to start looking at it from a more holistic perspective. It's not just the question of, oh, so I used topical steroids for this long, of this strength and caliber, so I'm going to be looking at, this many years of detoxifying. And I think that's a mistake. Like, obviously, the more steroids that you use, the more intense your withdrawal is going to be. I don't think there's any question around that. But the fact is that there are so many other things that are probably wrong with you, because topical steroids have been the band-aid that you place upon the festering sore that's just getting worse and worse and worse. And now that the steroids don't work anymore and you quit them cold turkey, it's like tearing off the band-aid, and you look at your festering sore and it's like it's huge and it's disgusting and it's oozing and it's got those black veins all around, and it's just not a pretty sight. But you're blaming the band-aid when in fact it's systemic. There's something else, many other things that you need to deal with to make your body healthy. And that's just the thing. I think most of us, when we were going through the topical steroid withdrawal phase and reaching out on the support forums and all that, we were completely focused on our skin. Like, when is my skin going to get better? When am I going to stop having these oozing sores? And when can I sleep again? And all this stuff. What we should have been asking, and what I ask now every single day, is what can I do today to make my body as optimally healthy as I possibly can? And I'm not trying to make little of the fact that most people who are going through topical steroid withdrawal, I believe, are doing their best to live a healthy life. I'm sure that's the case, and I know you're doing your best. I really do. But there is a missing component here, and it lies in your gut. It really does. You need to heal your gut. The majority of your immune system is to be found in your intestines. So by fixing that, you'll be fixing so many more problems that are causing you grief and that are exacerbating the symptoms that you're already dealing with. So please bear that in mind. Please start fasting and break your fasts with simple foods. That's all I'm asking from you, really. It's a lot to ask, really. I know fasting is difficult, and I know food is delicious. I love to eat different foods, but just temporarily. Hear me out. Try it out. Do your own research, obviously. Read up on fasting. Read up on simplifying your diet. But in the end, just do it. Do the work. It takes a bit of work. but benefits are incredible. They are also compounding, so the more you do it, the more benefits you'll get, until you reach a state of thriving health. And that is the only thing that I wish for you, because as human beings, we just all deserve to be healthy and to be happy and to just have the energy and the drive to do what we want to do in this world. Like, life is too short to be constantly sitting at home scratching and wondering when we're gonna get better. There's so much more to do and to think about than illness. We want to start thinking about health. So that's it for this video. I hope you gained some value from this. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below if you want me to talk about something in particular. Yeah, see you guys.